Alright, it's Origins Day 2, and this is Sherlock Holmes. So, as you know, this is a Sherlock Holmes game. Now, we're playing a set of rules called Toys, and it's real simple, as you can tell by having a copy of it. So it says here, the host brings the toys and presents a problem. So here's the toys, the map, and the little people. And the problem is, Sir William Thatcher is dead. Just before he was to make an important speech in Parliament. The problem that we face is, who did it? Now the game will end when we solve this problem. So, it says here, you play by telling a story. The game ends when the problem is solved. There are no sides. The players work together to make an interesting story. Now this is a Sherlock Holmes story, so we all want Sherlock Holmes to be brilliant and solve the mystery. So what you do is you pick a toy and you say what happens. While you're talking, you can move toys around and make sound effects, bang, bang, whatever. And toys generally move about a handspan, though feel free to move as far as you want them. The point is to tell the story, not to worry about maneuver. Then other players can jump in and add to the story or alter it. So, adding to it, you say one thing and you say, oh, and then this happens. Altering it is you say this happens and then you say, no, that doesn't happen, this happens instead. If that happens, you overwrite what he just said. Now, you might not like that.
So we call it roll?
Yeah. You could say, roll for that. If you roll 7 or better, then what you say happens and it cannot be changed. If you roll 6 or less, what you said does not happen and cannot happen in this game. So it settles it once and for all. But maybe you don't want to roll. Maybe you say, no, really, what I said happens, and you overwrite him. In which case, he might say to you, roll. It is perfectly okay for there to be 0 rolls in an entire game. The first game this morning had 0 rolls. I mean, I showed them how to do it, and that was the only roll we made in the game. The second game was a Cthulhu game, and we had lots of rolls.
Speaking of that, in the context of the rules, what do the bugs mean?
The bugs are the unknown. So they represent things that we don't know in the world. They're not really bugs. When you make up stuff and add clues to the story, if it's an important one, I will grab a token off the board. And that will show that's an important point. When we run out of these unknown tokens, we should have enough information to solve the mystery. And of course, the game is only an hour long, so this does not take a long time to do. Now, we're going to go around the table for the first turn, just so that every one of you gets a chance to see how to do this, but you need to know there is no order of play in this game. You jump in when you want to, and the only rule is, after you've said something, let somebody else have a chance to say something before you add again. So we'll start here.
Oh no.
No? You want to go last?
Yes.
Yeah.
English teacher wimps out.
And what time period is this?
Oh, this is Sherlock Holmes, and I always think of Sherlock Holmes as being in the 1890s.
Okay. But you're about to point to me to talk first if we're starting.
No, actually, we're going to start over here.
Let's say you had.
Yeah.
Must it be in Victoria? There's several other.
It does not, because the most recent Sherlock Holmes is exactly now. So
modern time.
it is perfectly okay. If you want, do you want it to be?
No, I was just curious because it wasn't specified. It's a It's a modern map, clearly, right?
Oh, yeah.
No
It's
London
very-
Eye.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well, I mean, I took a tourist map and chopped it up. If I had a tourist map from the 1890s, I would feel really bad about destroying it.
no, it's fine. I was curious.
So point to a toy.
I will go with this toy right here.
And those two guys are standing outside of the Bank of England. And by the way, each figure has a name on it. You can use that name or change them around. That's okay.
You can tell because the Sherlock Holmes figure does not actually have the name of Sherlock Holmes on it.
Well, he has the name Basil Rathbone, which if you are of a certain age, that was Sherlock Holmes.
Quick question. What was the other person you got again?
Sir William Thatcher, Member of Parliament. So, you've picked them. Tell us what happens.
So Henry Fonda. Henry Fonda.
Who's the other guy?
Who's the other guy? Will Cromwell. So I'm trying to think. The event has already occurred.
They're at a bank.
Yeah, they're at the bank.
Yeah, they are at the bank, and they are merely talking. Henry Fonda speaks to Will Cromwell and asks him, "Did you hear what just happened? Sir Thatcher has been murdered." I wonder if we'll have a run on the bank if people will be so freaked out by this.
Add to that.
Okay, wait. That scene specifically?
You could add to that scene, or you can point to another toy and tell us what happens there.
Okay, so meanwhile, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson are at the Parliament building investigating Thatcher's body. Watson investigates the body. He finds a bullet wound and a bunch of blood. But Sherlock is in the next room. He's talking to a witness who was nearby when, according to Watson's autopsy, the murder occurred. And the man swears he didn't hear a gunshot.
What happens next? You can add to that scene, or you can switch to another.
They're... So... Yeah, I guess, Sherlock starts to look through the papers of Thatcher. And finds large chunks of papers that are dated at certain times from history.
Ooh, somebody,
They're what?
somebody has stolen papers.
Oh, some are missing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jock. Right. Unless this is meant to be an inspector.
No, he's whoever you want him to be.
A wharfman down by Waterloo Bridge discovers the body of a man whose face and hands have been burned away by acid.
Ugh, disgusting.
He is unrecognizable.
Now, I'm the host of the game, but I'm also a player.
Yeah.
Now, there is no game master in this game, so I know no more about what's going to happen than you do. But I'm going to go back over to the Bank of England and say Cromwell listens to Fonda and looks very smug. Ha 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 ha. Almost as though he knew that murder had already occurred.
Challenge.
7. Yes. It happened.
What happened?
Cromwell is a smug little bastard who knows more than he's saying.
So we can jump in anytime.
Well, we have one more person who hasn't had a first go yet.
We'll say that what's the guy over here who found the acid?
Jock.
Jacques. Okay. Jacques goes to report the news to the first person that he sees, whoever this person is over here.
Mary.
Mary. he goes immediately to run and go tell Mary, and Mary is, let's see, Mary says she already knew about that news from someone else, but she refuses to say who told her.
Which news? Is this the
About
news?
the acid guy.
About the acid guy. So
Yes.
she had already heard about that body.
Yes, but she won't say who told her. So now anyone can jump.
Alright, now the only reason I did that go around is you want to break the ice, so if you do this game for other people and you have them do it, everybody knows, oh, that's easy. And now there is no order of play, jump in when you want to.
Where's Scotland Yard geographically?
You know, I believe it's right around down over here, but I'm not exactly certain.
Well, Watson extracts the bullet from the body, and
Now I'm going to challenge that. It wasn't actually shot.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's not a challenge, you're just cheating.
I'm just changing it.
Oh, changing.
Well, no, he said he extracts the bullet from the body.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
challenging. He doesn't do that. He doesn't extract because
It's
there's no
perfectly-
bullet to extract.
It's
Right, 'cause
perfectly
nobody heard
okay,
a shot.
but if
Oh.
he rolls right,
Yeah, then he
there is
does.
a bullet.
Yeah.
Right.
there is no
There
bullet.
is no
So
No
Watson
bullet.
examines.
The body, but he finds that there is no bullet, and even though he appears to have been shot, there is no bullet. I already said that he looks like he's been shot.
Okay.
Wow.
Some other method of death.
Yeah.
Looks
Okay.
like a shooting, but it's
And
not.
there's still blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, fine.
He could have been stabbed.
by Henry over there with
He
the
could have been stabbed with a pistol.
It's not a pistol. He's got a sword, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It looks like a rapier.
Darn those gentlemen and their swords.
All right, so I'll jump in. So Henry continues his dialogue with
Cromwell.
Will Cromwell, and noticing the smugness and the fact that he seemed to have already known something about it, he says, "Hadn't you worked with Sir? What's his last name?
Thatcher.
Sir Thatcher. Hadn't you been working with him on that that incident and that missing money?" At which point in time, Cromwell becomes irritated, no longer smug, and
You
he's
mean Fonda?
no.
No, Cromwell's been the one who's
This was
irritated.
the guy who was smug, and seemed to have already known about it when heard about it from Fonda.
Yes.
And so now, when Henry Fonda indicates that he may have had some dealings with the late Sir Thatcher, he now gets irate and moves to another area of the building.
Okay, now just so that we know, Thatcher was killed, but not by a bullet, and he has papers missing. Cromwell evidently knew about it and is very annoyed when he's called on it. And there's the body with his face burned off
Okay.
that Mary knew about.
So,
Real quickly, cut scene to these folks down in the poorer quarters.
Georgia and Hook.
Georgia and Hook says, read here in the broadsheets that Sir William Thatcher's dead. And the
Challenge! He's a Parliament guy. Why would he?
he's a famous figure.
He doesn't have to
Right, yeah.
have a reason for challenging? No.
So he's not in the broadsheets.
But if you have another idea, just don't listen to it.
I heard Sir William Thatcher is dead. Not Thatcher. He was the only friend the poor man had in this town. I
That's
think
right.
Parliament will never pass those bills for the poor relief now.
The poor man will never catch a break in England.
Okay, wait. So meanwhile, Jock over here goes down and to the body and dredges it out, brings it onto the dock. He goes back to ask Mary what she knew about the body, but she's gone.
Ooh, nice.
He searches around, but he can't find her.
Hey.
The only thing that Jacques does find is her bag or briefcase or something left behind, and in the bag are some papers of Mr. Thatcher.
Oh, that's important because it connects the two murders.